Hey y'all, Justin with Kayak Catfish. I'm out on the river this morning. We've got a beautiful sunrise. It's about to peek up over the trees there, and I'm getting ready to catch some fish today. I am on my way down to a backwater creek that I have spent the weekend fishing and caught a ton of fish, and most importantly, seen 0 boaters back there. It is Monday, Memorial Day, when I am filming this, and here in a few hours out here in the main channel, it's going to be nothing but pleasure boats and yacht club and wakeboarders and all that, and I'm going to be hid from them back here in this creek and hopefully catching some fish, because I have wore them out over here on the weekend. It's a little bit cool out here this morning in the 40s. We had a heat wave come through last week. It was in the 90s. Now it's cooled back off. I'm hoping it didn't cool these backwaters off too much last night, and I'm hoping them fish are still working in there feeding. But I'm gonna be throwing out some cut gizzard shad this morning, and I've also got a live crappie here in the bucket. I got one 10-inch crappie last night, just ultralight fishing along the bank, and so I'll stuck him in a bucket. We're gonna have us a big live bait out too. So anyway, I'm making my way back to this creek. We're gonna catch some fish. All right guys, so here's our crappie. I've got a double hook rig here. I'm going in through the mouth and out through the nostril on the first hook. And the back hook here, I'm just gonna run it kind of shallow through his back. Get them scales there. There we go. Get them off there. That's a good looking bait, folks. We're gonna catch something on that. I'm gonna give him a toss out here. He ain't out there very far, but he'll catch us something. All right, here's some gizzard shad. You can see here I've got a whole bag full of it there. I netted yesterday after I got done fishing. Yesterday morning I just threw the net some and made sure I was loaded up for today. So I'm gonna put out a headpiece and a midsection. I'm just gonna go with 3 rods to start with here, and because yesterday, and 3 rods is about all I could manage, especially here in the shallows where they just take off running left and right. And there goes our shad head. Toss that out there pretty good ways. Kind of staggering these baits. This crappie here is closer to me. That shad head, pretty good ways out there. And I'm gonna toss the other one kind of over in this direction. That way I've got a good distance between the baits, and different distances out there into the creek channel, but it's all going to be pretty shallow. I mean, you're talking 4 or 5 feet deep out there where I'm casting these baits. So any fish, any blues or flatheads that's working up in here, they're actively feeding. All right, there's that one. So all right y'all, we set up and fishing. Right here. Well, that's pulling some drag now. That's pulling some drag. That's on that shad body section. Y'all ain't had baits in maybe 10 minutes. They're still here. I was worried with it getting down in the 40s last night. It may cool his backwaters off a little bit. Got some fog up here right now. Thought maybe it might pull them out, but they in here feeding right now in these morning hours for sure. I'd love to get back out here in the evening sometime, see if it's going on in the evening hours too. Yeah, there's a blue. They fight hard in this shallow water, man. They can't go up and down like they do in the deep. They got to go sideways or forward and back. That's their only options. Boy, this thing's wound up. Come on in here, buddy. That's a good way to start off the morning right there, ain't it? Old blue cat. Fun sizer, and that one was fun, man. He was peeling drag from the start. Come up here thrashing around. That's awesome, man. Yeah. And hopefully, again, the last 2 days out here, not seen any boats here in the morning hours, and I'm hoping it's going to be the same way today. I hope they stay out there in the main channel and whatnot, and leave me the heck alone. Just let me have my fun with these guys. All right, out of here. Come back again. Well, that one ate a midsection, so I'm gonna put another one on. We'll have a head, a midsection, and then that live crappie out there to start with anyway, until they show a preference toward one cut of the bait or the other. But the last couple days, it's been pretty much anything you throw out, it's getting gobbled up. There's our next bait, gizzard shad midsection. We fishing again. I think I got one hooked up here. Been a lot of false alarms, y'all. You probably see the sun's getting on up there. I've been on the water now close to an hour. I've had to replace my baits numerous times because I'm getting dinged to death out here. I don't know if it's turtles, channel cats, small blues, but the bigger fish just don't seem to be in here yet. I'm wondering if it just isn't that sudden drop in the water temps maybe that's pulled them out. Hopefully as the morning goes on and it starts to heat up a little bit, it's going to be like 70 degrees today. I'm hoping they move back in. It's going to be a small blue here, but thankful to get him, by gosh. Been wasting some bait thus far. Feeding turtles. Yeah, you can see I'm gonna pull this fish up here and show you. Look what this bait is. Look what's left of it here. That bait is basically just gill plates. There he went. He popped free, but them turtles are down there just munching away. I'll keep saying in these videos, I love catching fish in shallow water. I hate fishing shallow water for that right there. Right here, I think I got another one that's hooked up. Yeah, he's running with it. Look at him. He's heading left out there. You can just see that line shooting off. It's been slow out here this morning, y'all, compared to the last 2 days. The last 2 days I couldn't hardly keep a bait in the water. And then this morning out here, I've just been replacing baits. This thing is coming right at me. Look at him run. There he goes. He made a run right at the kayak. There he is. Another small blue, but you know what? I'm happy to have him this morning. Quit up, Lordy day. Look at him, acting like that craziness. Quit that. I can't even hardly see you because the sun's behind you, fish. Get on out of here. Lordy man, that fish is going wild. All right, I'm gonna put another bait on. What I'd had to do, there may be water all over the camera lens right now too. What I'd had to do, y'all, is put me basically a whole gizzard shad on. Let me just check this camera. I may be talking with water all over the lens. I think it's okay. Oh. That one's getting chewed on. Nothing but turtles out here this morning. But basically what I did here, y'all, is I took a whole gizzard shad, just cut the tail off, get it bleeding a little bit. And that is allowing me to leave a bait out there long enough to get it seen by a cat coming through, because these dang, like I said, the turtles and just the smaller fish out there, they're just munching and chewing these baits, just reducing them down to nothing. And these shad's a good bait for catfish, but it's very soft bait. It's easy to tear, so they can make quick work of it. That's what I'm doing there, basically just taking that whole thing. I'm gonna chunk it back out there. All right, we fishing with that one again. What I'm probably gonna do is just reach over here and reel this one in. Now, this may have a fish on it, actually. It does. That fish hooked up. I was just gonna check my baits. It's a small one, but he's hooked up. I just figured that thing had been ripped off. Yeah, he's coming right at me here too. Yeah, small fish. That's a channel cat. Y'all know I hate them channel cats, but that's what's been down there just chewing me up probably, them and the turtles. Welcome to shallow water catfishing on the Tennessee River. This is what you get oftentimes. Well, there's that old useless thing. If he was a little bit smaller, I'd just put him on a hook. Get out of here, buddy. All right, well, let's get us another one. We'll take another gizzard shad here and just trim the tail. Up under the gill plate. Out the head. Now let's cast it out. My crappie still hasn't been touched. Nothing's messed with it. Probably ain't been nothing big enough that's went by to mess with it yet. That's a nice thing about using, at least in my opinion anyway, that's the nice thing about having a larger live bait is those smaller fish like the channels and the small blues. They don't tend to mess with the live baits. They'll take a whole dead bait and reduce it down to nothing, but them larger live baits, they just let them be. So, you know, when a big fish does come through this morning, assuming it does, I'm gonna have at least one bait there in good shape at all times. I'm gonna check this rod. It's been hit numerous times. And you can see, they started at the bottom and started making their way up, but surprisingly, the bait's still in pretty good shape. So I'm gonna throw it back out there. But them turtles, man, they're just making quick work of these baits. Oh, this one's hooked up. And there's been another break, y'all, between fish. Boy, he's splashing around out there. Oh, he just popped free. He come up to the surface right away. It's fun when it's like that. If that had been the first hookup in a while, it's just been, he stripped the hook when he spit it. Probably wasn't much left of that bait anyway, truth be told. But that was the first solid hookup in a while, y'all. But I'm just gonna ride it out. You know, I'm hoping now that the sun's out, burnt the fog off, warming up a little bit. Hopefully it's gonna get these fish back in here. I can't believe that they're that far away. I mean, ideally, you know, right now, I'd be out there fishing in the creek mouth. That's where I'd rather be anyway versus back here. But with the amount of boat traffic that's probably out there right now, heck with that. I don't deal with it on holidays, and I don't like it on weekends during the spring and summer months. So being back here in this creek, I haven't seen another boat back here all morning long, but unfortunately I ain't seen much fish action either. But I'm hoping, again, I'm sorry, I got a mouthful of sunflower seeds. I'm hoping that if these fish have pulled out of here because of the, you know, sudden drop in temperatures that probably took place here last night, that they've probably pulled out to the mouth of this thing, and maybe as the day goes on and the water heats back up, that they're going to come back in here. That's the hope anyway. We'll see if it happens, but let's get another bait on there so we're ready. Here we go. That's a better takedown right there. That's a better takedown. Mountains are pulling. That's solid. That's a solid fish right there. Finally, y'all, finally. You know, this morning started out well enough. Got that first fish 10 minutes into the trip. But it just hasn't happened since then. I mean, just an occasional hookup, mostly just turtles. Turtles and channel cats, just stripping hooks. This fish ain't come up thrashing or nothing. I wonder what it is. We'll see here in a second. We're getting close. It's a blue. It's yeah, you know, we'll call it a smaller fun size, larger dink, whatever. Kind of in that in between. He hit it hard though, man. He was pulling a little drag when he first took that rod over. And that bait there, man, it's in rough shape. I'm gonna switch that out here in a second. Yeah, he's not front camera worthy, but a good time nonetheless. At this point, I'm just about happy to get any solid hookup that I can. Yeah, there's what's left of that shad there. He's all tore up and the mouth's torn. We're gonna put another one on. I got plenty. All right, there's just a gizzard shad. That's a whole shad, probably, I don't know, 8 inches or so. I'm just gonna snip the tail there just to get it bleeding a little bit down there. And then I'm gonna toss it out, and then hopefully it'll be in good shape when something bigger comes along. There it goes. Still waiting on that crappie to get eaten. If it don't happen, I'm gonna take him with me when I leave. Look at this rod. He's hooked. He's hooked. No false alarm this time. He's actually got it. He's a digging too. Almost hesitant to even turn the camera on when I get a bite at this point, y'all, because it's just you know, so many dang turtles and channel cats. I mean, I've gone through some bait this morning, and it ain't been because of the fish I'm catching. I do have another one here. It's gonna be another small blue though, I think. Or a large channel one. No, it's a small blue. Now, if you're hearing that noise on my camera here, it's this dang anchor stick pole rubbing up and down on that mount. I hate these things. I'm gonna devise me some way to better anchor myself in shallow water when the water's up like it is and all the trees and everything's overgrown. That noise, it's almost as bad as my spot lock noise. Hearing my kayak rub up and down on that thing. Well, small blue. Let's let him go. I'm gonna show you this bait. Look at this. That was a 7-8 inch gizzard shad with just the tail snipped off. That's what's left. Between the turtles, the channel cats, who knows what else down there munching. That's frustrating. I'll probably need to reel in my other bait over there too, see what it looks like while I'm getting in my cooler again. It's just, y'all, that's how it goes in this shallow water fishing. People get on me in the comments all the time about not fishing shallow more often. And, you know, listen, when it was like the last couple days, hopefully the last couple videos, if the footage turns out, I haven't started editing yet, but when it's like that and you're getting bit with good fish in the shallows, it's an absolute blast. I mean, when they come up splashing on the surface, yesterday I had one come out of the water. I mean, he come up, he was fighting so hard, the blue cat actually came out of the water trying to get away. It was awesome. But when it's like it is today, and the better quality fish just clearly aren't here for whatever reason, and you're just getting turtled and gar and small channel cats and just destroying your bases, it's pretty frustrating. But I'm gonna give it here probably another 30 minutes or so, just see if I can't get another, and then I'm going to pack up, go net me some more shad for tomorrow's trip, and then hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get back out there on the main channel and be where I want to be fishing, because all the people from the yacht club, they'll have to go back to their jobs tomorrow, so I'll be able to fish where I want to again. But let me get baited up again here and see if we can get another one. Right here. He's heading left. He thinks he's going back out of this creek. It's been another long break, y'all. I know a few seconds here for video purposes, but probably 30-45 minutes here. I was just getting ready to leave and go net me some shad and get me a bite to eat. So we're probably gonna call this the last fish of the video. Gonna end up saying I got one more after all. But today has definitely been a big change from the last 2 mornings out here. And the weather's a little different. I mean, obviously we had that cold snap where it got really cold last night, or at least colder than it has been, and today's a very sunny day. So I don't know. Who knows why they're not here today? Mystery of the universe. But I know for one thing for sure, I've had more fun back here today than what I would have out there in the main channel fighting all that boat traffic. Well, that thing is clamped down on my thumb. Open up and you get that hook out. There. Well, he's still clamped down. Get out of here, fish. But yeah, y'all, I think that's going to be the last one of the video here. I'm just going to go over here and net me some more shad for tomorrow's trip and go get me some lunch and start editing. I've got about 3 trips worth of videos here I've got to sit down and knock out an edit on. But anyway, today is Memorial Day, even though you're watching this well after the fact. And I just want to say thank you for your service to every veteran or active duty service member who may be watching this right now. I have the greatest job in the world here doing this YouTube stuff in the greatest country in the world, and it's because of you. So thank you for your service and your sacrifice. I really appreciate it, and I hope everybody else out there watching does too. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna get on out of here. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.